Hi. Is it rolling?
So we just rolling. I just be doing this. Hey guys.
Hi. So, coping mechanisms, being stressed out. So, basically, being stressed out as a mum, there's more than one part to it. Not just like being stressed out by who you have the child with. The stresses of life involve your child as well. When things get on top of you, you've got your financial stresses, you've got your social stresses, and you've got your child. So, is your number one way of coping with stress?
What do? I think I just make sure I'm busy. I always try to stay busy, because the moment I have time to be in my own thoughts, oh Jesus, they come in like a flood, and I start going through everything.
I think I would say the same thing as well. I would say that I think I had the toughest years when I didn't really have much to do. So I feel like when I got into the motion of, there was one year when I literally flooded myself with so much things to do. Like I was going uni, then I was working at the same time, and then obviously having my child. There was no time for me to sit at home and feel sorry for myself and be upset. So I feel like one of the best ways to get through some things is to just stay busy. Keep yourself occupied. Don't stay at home and think about stuff. And don't pick up the phone and call that one friend that like
will entertain
will entertain the bad thoughts and entertain, like, you know, that whole like, oh, woe is me kind of behavior, oh, poor us, and you know.
Oh my gosh.
You need to have that group of friends. You need to have that one person you can call that's just gonna be like, snap out of it. And I can say that I'm so blessed to have friends that even when I'm like in my feelings and I'm ready to do the most, they tell me to put my phone down. They tell me to get it together and say, Grace, you're better than this. You're stronger than you think, and this is just a moment. Because there's times when you get busy, you're so used to the routine of being busy, taking your mind off it. But then reality kicks in when you get home and you go to bed and the lights are off and you're alone in your bed and you're just staring at the ceilings. You've got so much in your mind that you can't sleep. And you're just lying there thinking, and you can't just get up and be busy because it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. What are you gonna do?
Well, you know what? I used to find things to do at 4 o'clock, you know. Isaiah's wardrobe has never been so tidy. I'll be folding clothes. But the thing is,
but then you need your rest.
But I try to do that. The thing with me, is when I've got so much to think about, I will sleep for like 2 hours and then I'll be up for the rest of the night. Trying to watch sermons or even listen to like gospel meditation and stuff like that. But it still doesn't work because you still have those thoughts in your head. But you know what I started doing? I started writing things down, like in my notes. So before I go to bed, everything that I want to think about or anything,
just write it?
I just write it in my notes. Like, so everything that I'll be thinking about, anything that I'm thinking about, like if I'm trying to, because normally with me, I'm always trying to plan the next day or like the next couple of days or the next week. I'm always trying to do something because I always make sure I want to have things in place. But once I know that I'm starting to do that and I'm about to go to bed, I start writing things down so that I'm trying to empty my mind, rather than while I'm sleeping, I'm still doing all that thought process and thinking how, when, what, and all that.
I've tried that method of keeping a journal, but I kept a journal since I've been keeping a journal since I was in year 7. And sometimes I look at my entries and it's like so depressing. It's just like, I can't even say the things that are right. But it's good, it's therapeutic in the way that you can look back and see how far you've come. Because I'm sure on your happy days you can look back at some of your diary notes.
I think I'm mad. When I read it, I'm like, mad.
What was going on that day? So sometimes that is a good coping mechanism as well. When you can't sleep. Because I've had times when I couldn't sleep and I'll just stay up staring at the ceiling. Before you know it, tears will just start coming. Before you know it, I'm waking up in the morning with swollen eyes and I'm being forced to get on with my day and like acting like I've been fine for the rest of the day and just keep myself busy. It gets hard.
But these are like, I guess these are like little techniques that could work depending on what type of person you are, because obviously I don't really like to write. So when I was first told to like write things down or whatnot, I was like, I can't write it. So that's why I started using my notes, because I don't mind texting, I don't mind messaging.
Oh, the notes on your phone?
Yeah, the notes on my phone, because I don't like physically writing. Oh my gosh, I hate it. It's annoying. And my handwriting is terrible. So yeah, writing the notes on my phone. It was just quick because, you know, you're always on your phone anyway.
Oh yeah, you have your phone with you all the time.
Yeah. And also what I also started doing was making sure that before I go to bed, I do something positive. So like,
you're really therapeutic. Like,
no, I'm not. This is the thing, I'm not. I try to be, because otherwise I don't sleep. Like, honestly, I actually don't sleep at night. So I try to do all these things here that I think is gonna work, just so I can get like at least an extra hour sleep in comparison to what I do.
Do you know what? I love to sound all positive, but I'll have my moments where I'm literally sitting there crying my eyes out, like my life is just shit.
Yeah.
Sorry. But like, I'm just sitting there like, don't get me wrong, it hasn't always been easy, and I've gone through periods where I'm just like, I've had enough. Like, I don't want to come up my room, I don't want to go to work tomorrow, I don't want to face anyone tomorrow, I don't want to face my responsibilities, I just want to shut down. But then I think the fact that you have someone that depends on you regardless, like your child for instance, that will come banging on your door in the morning, I need breakfast, I need to get ready for school, and you have no other choice but to get up and just snap out of it, it helps. Even though in that moment you're just like, oh, give me a break. Yeah. It actually helps. You need something to get you out of bed every single day. Otherwise you're going to get into that dark place of just being miserable.
I used to call them guys.
Well, your friends.
Yeah, and I'll be like, oh, I'm so sad. And I'll cry Monday to Sunday, Sunday back to Monday. Nah, literally, it used to be crazy. And I'll just be crying. And I would be crying for no reason. I could watch a film and all of a sudden the film now relates to me, and I'm like, oh,
oh my gosh, I remember one time, I was in my friend's house and then I can't remember the name of the movie, we were watching a movie and obviously it was romantical. What? The floodgates in my eyes opened up and I just got so dramatic, and they were looking at me like, because you have your friends that you can talk to about anything, and then you have your friends that know a bit about what's going on but don't know the details. That day I happened to be around people that didn't know the details. So I'm crying my eyes out. I'm literally doing and they're looking like, is everything okay at home? And I'm trying to keep it together like, that's fine. It's just the movie, and it's just like, at that moment, you can't keep up the fake face that you've got everything together. Like that day, I just knew that it's just getting like here. It's getting on top of me. And I just spent the rest of the day crying. I will never forget that day. Like, to the point where I was crying so much that they started crying with me. It was so dramatic.
Oh my gosh.
It was so so dramatic. And I can look back on it now and laugh. Yeah. But in that moment, I was so heartbroken. I was so sad. I was so drained. I was so done with it. I was just so like... Tired. Emotionally, physically, everything. And it was to the point where I couldn't fake it because I'm not around the right people to, and let down my guards around. It was to the point where it was just like, no matter who I was around.
And sometimes this is the thing, when you try to keep things in too much and keep it bottled in and try to make it seem like it's all right, it's perfect, you're gonna have that breakdown. So it's better you do the little breakdown, because once a week I'll probably have a breakdown and be like, oh, I hate my life, and then the next day I'll be missing. I swear last week, just this week, I swear I did it. Amazing. I was like, oh my god, and I'm dying, and tomorrow I refuse to wake up and whatnot, and then the next day I woke up and I was like, hi guys, morning. But it's literally like, I don't know, I just feel like now I'm happy with the weekly breakdowns that I have here, because I'm just letting it out rather than trying to build it up and act like I'm some macho woman that got everything on tack and whatnot. Well, no, I actually don't. Like, it's just what people are I'm trying to sell to people.
You know what's annoying is when you're venting to someone and they're just like, don't cry.
I know what it's like.
No, don't cry. Don't waste your tears. Don't cry. Don't worry. Listen, I don't want to cry. I'm not making the decision to cry. My body's reacting to the emotion. And right now it's just so overwhelming that tears is just overflowing right now. I can't control it. You think I want to sit here and be miserable?
Exactly.
But obviously they're just trying to be positive, and that's all they can think of saying at that particular moment. But
I feel like nowadays, we've been forced to box ourselves up and make sure that we act like we've got it together. When we have it together, it's like fake it until you make it. But
and social media is a contributing factor. Social
media, because everyone's like, they're always selling this dream and this image, and then it's like the moment they hear about your small downfall or whatnot, they're ready to eat you up.
Just like, whoa, I thought she had it together, boy. Do you see her on Insta? Like,
and look at her posting a bit. Yeah, that's what I wanted to show you.
Never think that.
Nah, I can't.
We're all real. We all have our moments.
Literally, and I feel like people just need to allow you to have that moment and not make you be like, okay, now man up, get over it, because it takes time. And like, I feel like with a child, okay, in a situation where you're not with the child's father, it's a lot harder, especially if you were in a relationship and you haven't come to terms with breaking up that relationship, coming to an end, and then having to be a full-time mum.
So you're mourning the relationship as well as readjusting to the life as a single parent.
Yeah, because being a single parent yourself, it's not easy. Then you also, but basically you haven't had, well, in my case, I feel like I haven't had the time to mourn the relationship because it happened so quick, and then I had to,
so much was going on,
and I had to just adapt to being a mum. Like I had to be like, mum, that someone needs me right now, so I had to now focus on that rather than actually focus on the fact that, you know, this has come to an end. What I always try to do, I do try as much as I can, to make sure that I'm not giving off that negative energy when I'm around my son's dad. But sometimes
you can't help it.
Sometimes, you know, like you can't really help it, but then I always make sure that I speak to him and I'm like, oh, do you know why mummy was upset? Like I try to just get a conversation going so that if he has any questions on what's happened or whatnot, I can answer that and just clear his head.
I'm gonna lie to you, I'm not even prepared for those conversations.
I just feel like I should have it because then I'm just like, because my son, he's just, he will ask you 100, but why did you, and then I'll be like, oh my God, let me just answer it because I know you're gonna, because I'm now used to it because I know what's gonna come next from him. So I'm just like, you know what? Let me make this easy for you, you know, whatever. But what I try is make sure that, you know, we're as cautious as we can be.
Well, I'm the kind of person that if I feel like someone is going to affect my energy and be negative in my energy, I completely shut you out. So I just don't give you the opportunity to get me to that point where I'm reacting in a negative way. Like I don't even let you in my space. So if I feel like it's a thing like, okay, this has potential to explode into something that could be negative and possibly impact my son or anything else and bring me out of character, I just won't put myself in that setting. As much as I want to be like, bye, block, because my block list is healthy, I'm telling you. Literally, I can block people for days. I block my family members. I block my good friends. You annoy me. You're on that blocking. Yeah, literally, I will block you. I haven't blocked someone in so long. Maybe it's because I changed my number. So if you have it, it's because I know that I can allow you into my energy and my. Nah, I can't. I think when your circumstances are different, you have different ways of like having to cope with it. Yeah. And it's just like, I guess you have to adapt to what it is before you can start putting strategies in place to cope with what's going on. That's what I'm saying. I do the mental blocking. Yeah. So when it comes to me, I don't block people's numbers. I like block your life. Like I just literally delete them. They delete their existence. Just drop them all the way out. All the way out. Like, ooh, because now it's like everything's done through that phone and whatnot. So then me blocking you, I don't have to see you on this, don't have to receive your text, don't have to see you in my group chat, all that. But then, as a mature parent, you have to just put your emotions aside. Yeah. And for the sake of your child, unblock them. And in terms of heartbreak, I would say, obviously, your heart will. Not even that. Obviously, no one wants to be a single parent. In terms of the heartbreak, I would say the best way to cope with it is to accept it for what it is. Yeah. Don't try and just like ignore it and just like proper blank it out and just not try and deal with it. You have to really deal with your emotions. So if you want to cry, cry. Yeah. If you want to vent. Scream. Be real about it and just say, my heart is broken right now. I thought this is who I was going to be for the rest of my life. I have a child by them. I have a child that looks exactly like them, so I have to look at them and just see them every day. Oh my God. But just deal with it. It's easier when I just feel like it's so unhealthy when you try and deny it and just be like, I'm strong, I'm independent, I don't need no man. Yes. What I've got this, what, look at me, what, who would I want this? Like, it's easy to say that, but then when you go to home and you go to your bed, you'll be crying your eyes out. Yeah. Because it will build up, the emotions that you're bottling, you're trying to pretend that you're strong, it will build up. One day you'll have a breakdown, everyone will look at you like you're crazy. Yeah. So it's probably best that you have to just be real with your emotions. If you're not over it, you're not over it. If you still feel for them, you still feel for them. But just remember, act accordingly. Keep in mind why you left that relationship in the first place, or why it ended in the first place. Keep in mind the things that you went through in the relationship. I think another good coping mechanism for me was the moment that I stepped foot in my church. I stepped into church. It was a lifesaver. What? Honestly, like the things that I was going through, churches where I was able to vent, I was able to cry. You know when they're doing spiritual warfare kind of prayers?
Yeah.
And you know your heart is breaking because you're just like, oh God, why? And you're able to just like release it. And I can promise you, there's no kind of peace of mind that comes if it's not from God. Like the kind of peace of mind that comes, it's just like there's no solution in this earth to all your problems that from your own hands without God, honestly.
Literally.
Like, I can honestly say we can only do so much to make ourselves feel better. We can become millionaires and just drown ourselves in all of the designer and buy this and buy that and buy a big mansion and think like this is just going to solve all my problems. But there's millionaires that commit suicide
all the time.
There's people out there that just do the most and like they feel like, yeah, this is going to heal my broken heart. Watch when I'm going to show you. You try to leave me. Watch when I make it. I'm going to show you. I'm going to pull up to your house in a Range Rover. You'll still go home and cry.
No. Just remember, oh my gosh, everything is temporal. Everything is temporal. Like, I don't know, if people feel like their situation is for a lifetime. No. It's for a season, it's for a time. And it's literally going to come to an end. And you just have to remain, focused on a main goal. And you have to keep your eyes on the prize. And at the end of the day, if you get through this year, what is it that you can't get through? Being a single parent, if you get through being a single parent, that means when your husband comes, God forbid, he wants to now leave you, you can say bye to him easily. Like, you're not going to be forced to stay, because there's some, God forbid. Like,
God forbid!
Yeah. But, there's some people that feel that they need to stay in a marriage just because they can't be by themselves. If you were able to single-handedly raise your child and do what you needed to do and whatnot, any person that walks into your life, you're able to let them walk back out of that life and know that you will still be comfortable in yourself to do what you need to do.
I feel like you need to be, before you get into another relationship, you need to be comfortable being alone first. Yeah. Before you go and give yourself to another person, you need to be comfortable being with yourself, enjoying your own company, and being content in yourself, and just know that I'm happy. No matter what. Yeah. So when someone comes into your life, it's like an added bonus. You're coming to enjoy me with me. Literally. I enjoy me by myself. So I invite you to enjoy me with me.
Reevaluate the situation. You need to take that time to actually reevaluate yourself, reevaluate the situation, and come to terms with it. If you need to cry, if you need a sad day, have a sad day. Don't think you have to be superwoman. Yeah.
Don't bottle anything up. Even if people say you're doing too much, throw these people away. Release.
Roll around, scream.
You're around people that make you feel comfortable enough to just express yourself.
Literally.
So that the day that you know you're over it is when you just stop venting and you just find yourself not even thinking about it no more. And then you'll know that's when you'll know you're really healed. You're not convincing yourself that you're healed.
That you're healed. That you have.
You know that you're healed because people even be like, you don't even talk about so-and-so anymore. Or you don't even dwell on this no more. You don't talk about your finances anymore. Or you don't really focus on, your job or, is your child behaving now?
Yeah, exactly. You just have to
talk about it no more, so.
Literally scream, shout, kick, whatever it is that you need to do it.
Embrace your emotions.
Understand that,
Understand yourself.
Also that you're not in this by yourself. Like, there's many people that are going through it, so it's not a crime.
It will help you to realise your boundaries as well. What you want in life, what you don't want, what you're going to accept, what you don't want to accept, the things that you want to change. Yeah. If you're not happy with your finances, work harder. And if you're not happy with your child, pray over them, anoint them, and teach them to be a better child.
And you can guide them and speak to them.
Find out what's wrong with them. Find out their friends that
communicate with them.
Influencing them. The good thing is, I would say, I don't believe in beating my son because I want him to feel comfortable enough to come to me and tell me, like, openly. My son's been able to tell me if he's done something wrong because he knows I'm not going to slap him across the face. But that's why I feel it's important to make sure your child feels comfortable enough around you to vent to you and let you know how they feel. Create open, because you never know, they might be acting out because
of what's going on.
Which not that they're a bad child, it's just that they're just acting out.
And they also want attention because remember, when you're too focused in yourself, you lose that concentration and you lose that attention on your child because you're too busy absorbing yourself and how you feel and whatnot.
So you forget that your child is going through with you. Yeah.
They also need you. So sometimes, yes,
to be
in
your
that
best.
incident, yeah.
And that's another thing to think of when you're trying to think of like you're trying to work towards a goal of getting better, think about you have to be the best you to be the best parent.
Yeah. And if you're hurting, if you're sad, then I don't know how
it's
you're
going
going
to
to
reflect in your
that.
parenting. It's going to reflect in how you are as a friend to other people. It's going to reflect in everything you do. And
how you behave towards them. And they're going to have to... Remember, your child witnesses everything. Especially if you're with them full time. They're going to experience and go through everything.
They're more alert than you think.
Yeah. All that emotions. You know, sometimes my son just randomly hugs me and he's like, oh, I just love you.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, what do you want? And he's just like, no, I just love you. And I'm like, no, you're not going to kill
come to me like, Mummy, you're so pretty, you're so beautiful, I love this. And I'll have like no makeup on or anything. I'm just like,
exactly. But you know, they probably heard you crying yesterday. That's why. But it's not easy. But
it's not easy.
You can do it.
We're still going through it
daily. I'm telling you, daily.
Like,
just last week I wanted to kill a nigga, but you know, it happens.
Yeah, it happens. So you'll be fine.
Stay strong, guys.
By the grace of God, we'll be fine.
Amen. We'll be praying for you. Grace will definitely be praying
for you guys.
I'll still be praying for you, but I'll also make sure that you are fine non-religiously. I'm joking. No, guys, but we want you to stay strong. Like, we're here. We're here to hear what you have to say.
Yes.
Let
Feel
us
free
know.
to ask any questions.
Yeah. If you're ready to vent, we're here to hear you vent.
Honestly. So that's one thing that I want to say is that don't feel like it's a thing like we're just here to talk. If you feel like you want to vent, hit us up in the DM. I don't know, in the comment section. Release it. Just let it out. Just say what's in your mind. Say what you're going through. Just because sometimes for some people that really does help when you feel like you have someone that's listening.
Want to thank you for tuning in once again. Stay tuned for some more.
Until next time.
Oh, guys, and we look dressed up like this because we're actually going out.
We're going out.
We're actually going out. We're not just doing this for YouTube.
Yeah.
We're actually going out, and we thought.
Like this morning, I didn't look like this, boy. What? I had my turban on. No eyebrows, no eyelashes, nothing.
Nothing. I had a headscarf on and my pajamas. Actually, I came to film in my pajamas, and then I realized I had to get changed. Had to get changed, so yeah, we're actually going out. So don't think that we've now come
we're gonna turn up
extra.
It's our mummy's night out Saturday. You know,
yeah,
the kids are tucked in beds.
Yeah, we did that. 8 o'clock.
Occupied, and now it's time for us. You know.
Anyways, guys, stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Bye.